Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Washington being interested in wide receiver Dontrelle Inman for wide receiver depth. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So let's get into it. So I'll read what Field Yates said, and then we'll get into who is Dontrelle Inman and how likely are we to be signing him. So Field Yates said Washington hosted wide receiver Dontrelle Inman on a free agent visit. NFL teams are permitted to bring players in for visits if they have an intention to sign them. So keep an eye on Inman sticking around to add depth. So that's a good nugget there by Field Yates. Not only did he report that we hosted him, but we're only allowed to do that if we have an intention to sign them. So that most likely means that we are signing Dontrelle Inman. So keep an eye out on that coming in the next couple of days. So right here, let's look at his stats. So first off, let's look at his height and everything. So he's about 6 foot 205 pounds, so he's kind of that outside wide receiver probably that we're going to look for. I haven't looked into him too much last year. Played in 7 games for 2 different teams, the Colts and the Chargers, I believe, and had about 180 yards, nothing special. The year before, in 9 games, had 300 yards, so he really hasn't had a good season since 2015 and 2016. In 2016, with the Chargers, played in 16 games, 810 yards for 4 touchdowns, so he played really good then, but he hasn't really had a good season ever since. But again, some veteran wide receiver depth. I think he's kind of like a Cody Latimer player, probably has some more upside than him. He's 6'3", 31 years old. But again, we're most likely going to be signing him because we're only allowed to bring in players that we do have an intention to sign. And again, at least this guy has played. He played last year, 180 yards. Only played in 9 games though. So I think if he would have been, let's say he would have played or 7 games. If he would have played, if you just double it, if you hit 14 games, that's 360 and maybe even more total if he would have played at 16, so he could have had about 400 yards last year, and that's still not a lot, but that's a lot better than probably our 3rd or 4th wide receiver last year. So I think he could come in there and at least provide some veteran leadership for our young wide receivers in training camp and possibly make the team and become a rotational wide receiver, maybe get 250, 300 yards on our team. And I think it would not be a terrible signing. I want to hear what you guys think about this. He did play at the University of Virginia, and yeah, nothing special again. I might leave his highlight tapes down there for you guys to watch. He hasn't been really a great wide receiver since 2016, like I said, where he had 810 yards, and I do believe he played in the CFL because I saw someone comment on that earlier, and he started his career at 25. But again, nothing special, but I think it's a good move if we do sign him just because it is veteran wide receiver depth. So that's what I like about it. I think it would be pretty good just to get our young wide receivers, sorry about that, just to get our young wide receivers up to date and have someone leading them. And of course, Dontrelle Inman isn't going to be the best wide receiver we have, but the other wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Steven Sims, AGG, Kelvin Harmon when he's back, hopefully next year, and these Isaiah Wright, they're going to have someone to follow, someone who's been in the league for a very long time, from 2014 through 2019. So he's had a 6-year career, and he's played in the CFL as well. So he has had a very long career, and he's going to be able to give them some veteran tips that they wouldn't get from each other. So I think, again, it's not this flashy move that we're looking for, but I think it's good enough, and I think it will help out our young wide receivers in the long run. It might not lead to necessarily a lot more wins this year, but I think it's going to get us help develop our young wide receivers and he still can produce. If we do sign him, 240, 250, 400 yards for us. And yeah, Ron Rivera addressed this a couple days when he said that the one position that he is lacking, or that he thinks that he's concerned about, is wide receiver depth. So this is exactly that, nothing more. He definitely wouldn't start unless AGG is super lacking, but I do honestly think there is a spot for him on this roster. He's going to be competing with other guys like Cam Sims, Trey Quinn, but I think he does have a chance to make the roster. So I want to know, again, what you guys think about this. Do you guys think it's a good signing? Do you guys think it's not a good signing? And do you guys think he's going to make the team? And again, most likely that we're going to sign him, because we have to. If we're letting someone visit, it pretty much means with an intention to sign them. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.